How's it going, everybody? Welcome to Big East Breakdown, where we bring you all the latest action and biggest headlines of the week in Big East men's basketball. I'm Matt Dimech.
And I'm Sam Calhoun. Let's break it down.
Kicking off our recap, on Sunday at Madison Square Garden, St. John continued its dominant run by defeating UConn 89-75, completing a season sweep of the Huskies. The Red Storm's stifling defense forced 18 turnovers, and they hit a season-high 8 three-pointers, a spot they've struggled with throughout the season. Standout performances came from Kadari Richmond and Zuby Ejiofor, each adding 18 points. Coach Ripatino couldn't hide his pride, praising the team's execution and the electric support from a 70-30 crowd.
Next up, Villanova edged out Marquette. Senior forward Eric Dixon finished with 22 points. Marquette, however, struggled to maintain consistency under pressure. A few key plays that ultimately tipped in the scales in Villanova's favor.
Rounding out the week, Xavier secured a 73-66 win over Butler in a hard-fought contest. Ryan Codwell led the Musketeers with 22 points, while Xavier's defense stepped up, forcing 14 turnovers in the first half, making several crucial stops later in the game. Butler's efforts, highlighted by senior forward Pierre Brooks II, just weren't enough as Xavier kept their momentum alive.
In the AP poll, St. John's moved up to 7th in the country, the highest they have been ranked since December 2nd, 1991, while Marquette's recent woes find them at 21st. Creighton is the first team out, receiving 53 votes. UConn did not receive a single vote for the first time since February 22nd, 2021.
The Big East standings went unchanged after this week of action. However, a 4-game winning streak by Xavier now has them sitting just half a game behind UConn for 4th place. St. John's has maintained their foothold on the top spot with a 2.5-game lead over Creighton. Meanwhile, Butler matched Providence with a 6-10 record as they look to improve their seeding for the looming conference tournament.
Looking ahead, the Creighton Blue Jays will face off against the surging Xavier Musketeers, a matchup that could very well be decided in the paint. One key storyline will be the big man duel between Creighton's Ryan Kalkbrenner and Xavier's Zach Freemantle. Kalkbrenner is averaging 18 points and 8 rebounds per game this season, proving to be a dominant force for the Blue Jays. Meanwhile, Freemantle is posting solid numbers of 17 points and 7 rebounds per game for Xavier, determined to impact both ends of the floor. Their head-to-head battle could be pivotal as both teams look to build their tournament resumes.
UConn heads on the road to face Providence in a crucial rematch. Last time these two met, Providence built a 14-point lead before UConn managed to mount a comeback. This time, they'll need to get the job done on the road. It'll be absolutely critical for the Huskies to get back on track this week. On a positive note for UConn, Alex Karaban has been playing much better in recent games, knocking down his shots from 3 in the second half against St. John's. UConn will need him to carry that momentum as they look to neutralize Providence's offensive flow on their home court.
Georgetown hosts Marquette in what promises to be a high-stakes showdown. Georgetown has a fantastic opportunity this week to prove themselves without getting too wrapped up in the Huskies' narrative. Keep an eye on Micah Peavy, who's been averaging 16 points per game along with 2.5 steals as he looks to lead the Hoyas. On the other side, Marquette's Cam Jones, averaging 18.2 points and 5.9 assists, must step up to help overcome a rough stretch and turn things around.
That's a wrap on this week's episode of Big East Breakdown. Thanks for tuning in, and be sure to join us next week as we dive into all the storylines, upsets, and standout performance heading into the postseason. I'm Matt Dimech.
And I'm Sam Calhoun. See you next time.